What is good, guys? Welcome to Divas Unfiltered. It's your girl Mimi. So in today's video, we are going to be discussing on Mean Girls, but mainly we're going to talk about Janis and her friendship with Cady, because that friendship was built on a foundation of manipulation and gaslighting. Janis is a true mean girl. I feel like everybody in that movie, they had their mean girl moment. Like, I mean, at the end, everybody exposed themselves that they all talk behind their friends' back. They've all said shit behind each other's back, excluding Miss Norbury. She's the only innocent lady there, and the principal. But after that, everybody mean. But I feel like Cady, she was an innocent girl who was manipulated and just became a mean girly. But like, Janis was a source. We can blame Regina for every darn thing, but Janis is the source. She is the source of Cady's down. Well, Cady didn't have a downfall, but she's the source of Cady being who she is. She had something to do with it. So before we get into it, please make sure you hype up the video. Like, help your girl out. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe already. I'm waiting. Like the video before we start. You're gonna enjoy it, I promise you. So let's get into it. So our girl Cady, she's from Africa. What pissed me off is they didn't specify where she is from Africa. We do see her speaking Swahili, but it's like Swahili is spoken in different places. So it's like specify where it's from. Like, I don't like this. Like, ain't nobody asking me like where am I from when I'm saying Africa. Like, I'm specifying where I'm from. It makes more sense. But based on the information we have from the movie, she's from the jungle side, the safari side. So as everybody has concluded in this movie, she's definitely from South Africa. So we're going to zoom that. But I feel like they should have specified. She's been in Africa for 12 years and she's 16. So she's lived there her whole life, and it's her mom that schools her. She's been homeschooled for her whole life. So coming to high school is like a big thing. Like, there's so much pressure. Like, girl, it's hard out here. Like, it's very difficult for her. She's socially inexperienced. She's felt like we see her eating in the toilet, which is disgusting. Anybody that eats in the toilet, like, why are you doing that? I hate it. You could eat in the hallway or something somewhere else. I know she doesn't want to be in the cafeteria because she feels like isolated and everything. She's like, let me just be isolated elsewhere. But it's like the toilet, seriously. So girl is obviously in a desperate mood. Like, how is she gonna survive this? How is she gonna survive years in school without making friends? So she's very desperate to make friends, which is a normal thing anybody would be. And she doesn't understand all these cliques in schools and everything. Like, she's a nomad. She knows nothing. But then we see Janis and Damien welcoming her. So it's nice to see. And they basically put her through. They put her through how the school works. They gave her like a map of the cliques so she knows. So we love this for Cady. That QC friendship only lasted for like a week, less than a week, till we got our girl Cady doing all switcheroo. So when Cady got invited to sit with the plastics, I must say, the main reason why girl was invited to speak with the plastics is that Regina hasn't seen her before. Then she kind of asked her further, like, I haven't seen you before, who are you? And when the girl mentioned she's been homeschooled, she's never been in a school, in an actual physical school before, Regina was flabbergasted. She was interested. And that's why she was invited to that damn, she was invited to the plastic, because Regina sees this girl as an innocent girl, which should be very easy to manipulate and use. So they met at the cafeteria. Our girl Cady was gonna go towards Janis and Damien to sit down, but then the whole situation happened. And Cady reports back to Janis and basically said, you told me Regina is all this, like, she's like the mean girl, this evil queen bee, but she's a really nice person. Because initially Regina kind of backed Cady because she was being approached by Jason was basically asking her, how do you like your muffins or something? And Regina basically says, Jason, get off. Leave her alone. Obviously, that's the first impression that Cady got from Regina, and she's telling Janis that she's a nice girl. But Janis was like, she ruined my life, and she didn't explain why. So once Janis has clocked that Cady is gonna be staying with his plastics, and she also has mentioned to Cady that, girl, you look good. You're gonna fit in very well in the school. She basically begs, like, she pressurizes Cady. She pressurized Cady to continue to hang out with Regina.
Now, look, this isn't about hating her, okay? I just think that it would be like a fun little experiment. Would you just do it, please?
Like she said, do it. Like she was almost shouting. It was like, girl, calm down. And Cady was like, what's going on here? Like, are you telling me this because you hate her so much? She was like, no, no, it's not because of that. It's just a social experiment. It's just for fun. Just lying. The friendship is built on lies too, because this is a lie. Like, let's say if she told her directly exactly what she want, that'll be very straightforward. Like, Cady actually even found out about the whole situation with Regina and Janis from Regina. It should have came from Janis. But Janis didn't tell her, even though Damien has tried to say it, but Janis always kind of cuts him off. It's like, just say it. Just be transparent if she girl's really your friend. So she wants Cady to get information, report back to her, observe what's going on for fun. So this is where we question whether Janis' friendship with Cady is actually genuine. Like, it started off kind of cutesy, but that was like less than a week, and this is happening. She sees the situation as, and she also, and one thing is that she knows Cady is very like vulnerable. She's desperate to make friends, so it's something that she would do. So this is basically where she starts controlling this girl, manipulating her to do the things that she wants, which is basically what Regina has been accused of, but our girl is doing it in a subtle manner.
I can't spy on her anymore. It's weird. Come on, she's never gonna find out. It'll be like our little secret.
So we do see Cady, like many times she's been hesitant about the spying because she knows like this is not her. She knows that she doesn't do this. But Janis didn't really care much about her feelings. Just said, just do it. Just do it. And she had no choice but to do it, because girl wants to do it for her friend. She wants to make friends. She sees Janis as a friend. And girl is looking to belong somewhere. She's lost. We see Cady basically losing her identity. Girl is with the plastics, then with Janis, basically has a double life. She was even pressurized to steal the burn book. But Cady, that's the only line that Cady drew and said she's not gonna steal. She doesn't want to steal. But and the way she gaslit Cady though. When Cady the one that wanted to back out from Mother's Spine, and she was like, there are two different type of evil people. People who do evil and people who see evil being done and do nothing about it. And then Cady continued on, because obviously she don't want to be an evil person. You know, she wants to do good. It's like, but it's gaslighting. It's a lie, because it's backed up with the revenge. You want to use her for your revenge. So we see Cady begin to change. Like our innocent Cady, we can tell her behavior is changing. We can see girl is lying through her teeth now. Became very manipulative. She even said that she has the ability to control everyone around her, to manipulate them, because she's adopted Regina's personality plus Janis' personality. She's adopted their behavior by hanging out with both of them, because who you hang out with really affects who you are. It really does. She's obsessed with being popular. Like, she just wants to talk about Regina. She's obsessed with Regina. Like, she can't stop talking about her. That is her idol.
I spent about 80% of my time talking about Regina. I could hear people getting bored with me, but I couldn't stop.
Our girl Kate at the start, we see how obsessed she was with her education and maths and everything, but now she don't care for that. All she cares about is the way she looks, you know, the way she appears to Regina, even though she is kind of faking with Regina. As a friend, you see your friend changing. Janis, you know darn well that Cady is changing, but she fails to let her know. She fails to talk about this with her. She fails to snap her out of this fake reality. It's like, girl, wake up. But then the only time she reveals what she truly feels about Cady is when she was invited to that party. She basically called Cady fake, Cady plastic as well, that she ain't no innocent Cady. You're only saying this because you were invited to the party. But if you weren't invited to the party, you kind of keep it like that. It's giving fake. It's giving fake. It's giving like, now that this girl, now things are not aligning, and this girl is now doing her own thing outside of you, the controller, you're pissed off with that. But if you're a true friend, you like kind of talk to her and say, girl, you changing. Remember, this was all a social experiment. It's not part of it. It's not who you are. But no, she didn't say that, because the basis of the friendship was revenge. She was basically using the girl. Janis is basically the same as Regina. That's the reason why they were best friends before. I mean, if Regina did not spread that rumor about her being lesbian, they will still be friends. They will still be friends.
God, see, at least me and Regina George know we're mean. You try to act like you're so innocent.
That's the only accountability I would say she took in the whole darn episode. But it's like the thing that she also accuses Regina of being a dictator and manipulator. Janis is also a hypocrite. It's like, Janis, you kind of doing the same thing. You kind of doing the same thing. But yours is looking like it's very subtle. It's looking like you're doing it for good. Cady said, girl, you used me. You only pissed her off. She was like, girl, I'm like this. I'm like this. You're calling me fake. You're calling me this and that. You're saying I'm becoming Regina. But I'm like this because you use me for your 8th grade revenge. You use me. That's exactly why I'm here. And she spoke nothing but the truth, Janis. You created Cady. The way Regina was like, I invented her. I invented Cady. Actually, both of you, you and Janis, you both invented her. You both invented her at this point. Both of them raised valid points. Well, have been great if we kind of talked about this, previously, not basically when this whole situation happened. It just shows like the friendship wasn't really there. Okay, so now we get to that gym scene where we have Miss Norbury trying to get everybody to, confess, apologize to each other because the burn book has been, Regina has exposed everything in that burn book. Janis came on that podium, said all the plans that both her and Cady, gathered together to use against Regina. And it was a slap in the face for Regina because it was giving like, I win. I win, you lose.
I convinced her that it would be fun to mess up Regina George's life.
The best mean girl won. That's what it was giving. But I feel like one thing that was diabolical in this revenge is those collagen bars. You know how hard it is to lose weight? And y'all giving Regina that bar to gain weight? I think that was a diabolical thing. Like, y'all could have did anything. But give that girl a weight gain bar. Like, I get Regina's rage. I really get it. But anyway, so Janis was celebrated in this scene that, wow, like, she did all this, like, to fight for everybody in the school because we've all been victimized by Regina. But she did all this. Like, Janis is the hero. But is she really? Is she really? And like, what pisses me off is Janis is celebrated, but Cady has to face the consequences. Like, I get, like, obviously she's the one that wrote the Miss Norbury situation. She had to confess that because woman was being investigated by the police. But the fact that she took accountability for the whole burn book, even though Janis, that burn book was not created while girl Cady was there, because she reported back to you and told you about the burn book while you were confessing everything you guys planned. Why didn't you talk about this burn book that y'all found, that Cady found? Cady too should have been the hero. Like, if Janis was gonna be celebrated for doing this, Cady should be celebrated too, because she was the one being used. She was the agent. Even before they found out, the way everybody was giving like Cady dirty looks pissed me off. So I'm thinking like 3 people were called to that office. Gretchen, Karen, and Cady. But it was like Cady giving dirty looks by the whole school. It was like, anyways. So girl took accountability for the whole burn book. Like, that she was responsible for everything. She's the one that apologizes to everyone, apologized to Janis and everything. But I'm thinking like, where is Janis' apology to Cady? Where is your accountability? And say, girl, I pushed you to that plastic group. Like, I was part of it. No. Cady has to take accountability. And that pisses me off.
I had gone from homeschool jungle freak to shiny plastic to most hated person in the world.
Another thing that pisses me off is a phrase that, became the most hated human in the whole world. I'm thinking like, why? Why were you hated by the whole darn school? You didn't even do. And then she was like, now she's back to being human again. So overall, Janis basically took zero accountability for whatsoever she's done. She encourages girl to be fake. She encourages girl to be deceptive, and she's the main person that benefited from the whole situation. She benefited from it, and then it just makes us a question like, the friendship was not really that genuine. So based on the analysis, do you guys agree with me or not? Let me know in the comments. And if you have like any more movies, characters that you want me to discuss, let me know in the comments. Please hype up the video, like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.